महात्मा गांधी का एक बड़ा फेमस कोट है कि पहले वे आपकी उपेक्षा करेंगे, फिर वे आप पर हंसेंगे, फिर वे आपसे लड़ेंगे, फिर आप जीत जाएंगे. You know, this quote very aptly applies to the pattern in which Congress and our left liberal ecosystem has been attacking the RSS ideology lately.
Today, Manusmriti is law. These are the words of Savarkar.
से संविधान को लेकर जो भी भाषण हुए, उससे साफ है कि यह मसला बेहद गंभीर है और जरूरी था इस तरह के भाषण का होना.
कि ये एक सोची समझी रणनीति के तहत नफरत की बुनियाद पर भारत देश में फिर से एक अपार्थाइड सिस्टम कायम करने की कोशिश हो रही है. वो सिस्टम जिसका सपना गोलवरकर ने देखा था.
But then the question arises, why doesn't the same ecosystem ever highlight the Marxist ideology supported by Jawaharlal Nehru? Why does nobody talks about how Nehru supported the Turks during Armenian genocide, or how he was always fond of China and their communist ideology? Continue watching this video to know how even after all these years, Congress and this ecosystem is furthering Nehru's Marxist ideological idea by attacking RSS and their ideological proponents Savarkar and Golwalkar. So recently we all heard our leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi in the parliament slamming the RSS ideology by accusing Veer Savarkar of wanting to run India according to Manusmriti.
And I want to start my speech by quoting what the supreme leader, not of the BJP, but of the modern interpretation of the ideas of the RSS has to say about the Constitution of India and about how he thinks India should be run.
In fact, Rahul Gandhi even went on to cite references that it was his grandmother Indira Gandhi who told him how Savarkar had compromised with the British.
Indira Gandhi ji ने बोला कि सावरकर जी compromised with the British, wrote a letter to the British.
But here is where Rahul Gandhi is wrong with his factual knowledge. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju does a fact check on Rahul Gandhi's remark by sharing a letter of Indira Gandhi which she wrote when she was the Prime Minister in 1980. It was on the eve of Veer Savarkar's birth centenary celebrations where Indira ji referred to Savarkar as a remarkable son of India. So now we question Rahul Gandhi here. Does this mean that even your grandmother was against the constitution, just like you accused the BJP for it? Rahul Gandhi goes abroad, he starts to target the RSS there.
And what the RSS is basically saying is that certain states are inferior to other states.
And now his friendly journalist and liberal gang also follows the same pattern of targeting the Modi government on the same. आप chronology समझिए. Rahul Gandhi attacked Savarkar and RSS in the parliament on 14th of December. On the same day, our journalist and YouTuber Ravish Chacha, yani Ravish Kumar, came out in support of Rahul Gandhi's attack on Savarkar and Manusmriti with this video. And just a day back, on 13th of December, we saw our self-proclaimed Deshbhakt Akash Banerjee posting a video on Golwalkar Zinda Hai. MS Golwalkar is actually considered one of the most prominent and influential figures among the RSS by his followers. Well, just at the beginning of his video, Akash Banerjee recalls an incident of 8th of December 1947, about which he states that it was in a meeting of RSS on Delhi's Rohtak Road, where Golwalkar spoke against Muslims. This claim is actually incorrect. There is no definite historical records or any reliable sources which confirm about this exact speech of Golwalkar on this day and this location. In fact, even the report of Kartar Singh, which Akash Banerjee mentions in his video, has been questioned by some historians for its authenticity and accuracy. So now you see how this liberal ecosystem is trying to make a misleading narrative by comparing Narendra Modi's progressive vision with something called Hindutva apathy. I mean, it really surprises us to see why these same people forget to highlight how Nehru's addiction for Marxism influenced his policies for India. Sitaram Goel, in his book titled Genesis and Growth of Nehruism, mentions how Nehru adorned Marshal Stalin. In 1953, when Stalin died, then Nehru passed a resolution in the Indian Parliament to mourn the death of this most cruel mass murderer in the history of humanity ranking. Nehru in fact termed Stalin as a man who favored peace and someone who was more than the head of the state. Apart from this, Nehru also seems to have had soft spot for tyrants like Stalin, because in his own book titled Glimpses of World History, Nehru terms Indians as colonizers. But when it comes to someone like Mahmud Ghazni, who destroyed a Somnath temple, Nehru refuses to term him as a Muslim imperialist. Here is what Nehru wrote about Mahmud Ghazni. He was a Muslim, of course, but that was by the way. He came to India to conquer and loot, as soldiers unfortunately do, and he would have done so to whatever religion he might have belonged. So you see how this diplomatic and hypocritical stance of Gandhi family, which was started by Nehru to call RSS fascist, is now being furthered by his great-grandson Rahul Gandhi to attack BJP and RSS in the parliament, which is thereafter used by our liberal gang to tarnish the image of Modi government with the same ideological warfare narrative. Well, if you liked the content, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel, The Pamphlet.